Hello everyone, this is your host Vaibhav. I welcome all of you to today's session of Daily Stock, in which we are going to consider the quarterly earnings of Dell Technologies, which is soaring by the percentage points which it had never done in its journey so far, particularly after the stock market listing way back in 2018. The stock has, in today's session, registered its highest single day gain of more than 25 percentage point, and it is now sitting pretty on its new record high. And we are trying to gauge what is the driving factor which has pushed the Dell Technologies stock price to these newer highs, and if it is likely to be sustainable or not. And let me answer the second question first. Sustainable or not, I think it is pretty much sustainable given the driving forces, and we are likely to see it continue to rally higher and higher for the most part of this year, as in the second half of fiscal year 2024 the demand for the PCs, for the computers, is expected to pick up after coming from the 2 years of sluggish demand stagnation, or even decline after the COVID phase. This is now a turnaround time for the PC industry, for the computer industry, and here the Dell is likely to benefit from that turnaround as well. But that is not all. There is another factor at play, and that is related to the AI frenzy. The AI is now the driving factor behind the stock valuations of many big tech companies, and for the Dell also it is a big factor, as we are seeing that the Dell has also been one of the beneficiary with the demand for its AI capable servers going up manifold. There is a 40 percentage point growth in the servers sales, servers demand, and as I said earlier also, in the second half of this year the PC market is also expected to pick up, as more and more people and the enterprises would like the PC to be AI enabled to carry out complex and demanding tasks. And I feel the Dell is well positioned to meet these increased demand for the AI-enabled PCs and servers, and that's where I feel this valuation is being supported. And for next couple of quarters, the momentum is not really likely to change much unless there is another big development in the way. Now, if we consider the last quarter's performance for the 3 months ended February 2nd, 2024, you can see that the revenues have actually declined. But the only thing is, revenues haven't really declined as much as was the expectation. So the pace of deceleration has been lower, but the company has also taken steps to make its efficiency higher, and that has paid off with this decline of 15 percentage point for the cost of products. The services cost is slightly on the higher side, but this has enabled the cost of revenue to go down, and get the net revenue change year on year tad slower. The operating margin has improved, and the total operating expenses have declined 16 percentage points. That is pointing to the higher efficiency organization the Dell Technologies has become, and that is also one factor contributing to this big jump which we are observing in the stock price of the Dell Technologies. If you consider the net income, even after almost double-digit decline in the net revenue, in total revenue, there has been increase in the net income, and this has been possible because even though the revenues decline, the company's cost of operations went down, and it was able to sustain and turn around the company in these challenging business environment. And as things are starting to get better, as the demand for the AI servers is picking up, and the PC market not really far behind, the demand for AI enabled PCs is also expected to rise manifold, and particularly in the second half of this year we are going to see this frenzy for the AI products, and that has played out positively for the company stock price performance with these revenue numbers, which are not really impressive to say the least, have resulted in these 25 percentage point growth. If we look at the cash flow, not cash flow, the consolidated statement of financial position, which is the balance sheet, the cash and cash equivalents have gone down for the year, but that is not really a big number. Apart from that, the balance sheet hasn't really changed much in terms of the cash flows. The cash provided by the operations stood at US dollar 1.16 billion, and in addition to that there was also addition due to the reconciliation of net income, which added another 375 million. So overall the cash flow from the operating activities was at 1.5 billion US dollars. Then coming to the cash used in the financing activity. The cash used in financing activity is just little less than US dollar 2 billion, and the cash used in investing activities is almost 700 million. But both these figures are lot less in comparison to the cash use which was happening for the investing and financing activity just a year back. And as a result of that, we have this change in the cash positioning of the company. The change in cash and cash equivalents and restricted cash is negative for the last quarter, and that has lowered the cash pile of the company to US dollar 7.5 billion from 8.5 billion a year back. This is the segment-wise breakup of the revenues which are being generated by the Dell Technologies. The PC business is housed under the Infrastructure Solution Group, and then we have another solution group which is named as Client Solution Group. Both these groups have shown some decline in the revenue, but things are stabilizing, and I hope turnaround is likely to begin in coming weeks, if not months. It might even take months. We can't be too sure. All right, now we will head to the JForex 4, the newly released trading platform. from the Dukascopy Bank SA to see how the stock price performance is unfolding for the Dell. This is the medium-term charting with each candle time frame defined at hourly, and in it you can see that after due consolidation for last couple of days, the stock price has now given a fresh breakout for the Dell Technology stock, and we will have to now wait for the newer opportunity to trade and invest, because at the current juncture the Dell Technologies Inc. stock is sitting at its highest point, and as it has shown the growth in today's session, I feel for the next course of action we will need to allow it to consolidate, and after the consolidation, and then when the bullish momentum starts to pick up, we can get involved for the trade, and try to look for the opportunities to buy. We can simply adopt a buy on dip strategy, but that is likely to take time because we have to now wait for the Dell stock to correct first, and then couple of months of consolidation. In the short run, the things are not really likely to be much different. Here also, for last couple of days, just ahead of the earnings release, the Dell was consolidating closer to these 95 price zone, and it was holding quite close to this recent swing high, and from there on it didn't really dip much, and then after the release here we have this sharp jump, and the expectation is that over the next couple of sessions it is likely to continue to consolidate, and in this new journey the price zone of around 110 is going to be crucial. If the price formation continues to consolidate while doesn't really dipping below 110 or thereabout, we will have a fair possibility of this momentum sustaining itself, and in course of time a new swing high is likely to form, and that is what we are banking on. So watch out for these price moves of the Dell over next couple of sessions at the minimum, using the hourly candlestick time frame for the short-term opportunity, and then after due consolidation with bullish momentum we can go for a newer long trade with the buy on dip strategy. We have already seen the medium term charting formation, in which it is indeed quite difficult to recommend a buy or a sell trade. It is in a no man's land kind of scenario, and we will have to be cautious for the Dell technology stock price formation. If we enlarge the time frame to include the weekly data, then you can see that this is one of the longest bar which has been observed in a single week, and this formation is clearly of higher highs and higher lows, but given these sharp move on the higher side, it will be difficult for the newer opportunity to emerge straight away. So instead of going and rushing for a new trade, for the Dell technology stock, after having seen the substantial rally, maybe the time is to wait, and as things turn favorable again, we can get involved for a newer trade rally while also participating in it. So that's all from my side for today's session, where we consider the earnings release for the Dell Technologies, and after that we saw these price formation using different time frames of hourly, daily, and weekly. Now it's time for me to sign off for the day. Prior to that, I would also like to remind that if you have found the session useful for your trading and investing decision. Do like and subscribe to the channel. We will have equally interesting sessions hosted by other webinar hosts available on the Dukascopy Academy platform. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you next time around. Till then, goodbye.